The Glassworker is a gem of a movie out of Pakistan. It is Pakistan's first hand-drawn animated feature film, and it's finally coming out in the US. I've had a chance to see it as part of a select number of screenings, but September 5th, this thing will be out nationwide. So it's The Glassworker. If you love Studio Ghibli films such as like The Wind Rises or My Neighbor Totoro, things of that nature, or like the old school animated Disney films, let's say like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, or even like A Little Mermaid, then this movie's for you. Now, unlike the Disney movies, it doesn't have the singing and dancing, but it has wonderful, wonderful music, and it has wonderful, wonderful charm. It's a romance fantasy set in this fictional land of waterfront town, and there's this young boy who lives with his father, and he's studying to be a glass worker. And in the backdrop of this, there is this war, and he starts taking a liking to the colonel's daughter, right? And so it's kind of like a Romeo-Juliet type of situation, because the glass worker's dad is a pacifist, and he's very upset over this war and wants nothing to do with it, and doesn't want his son to even be speaking to the colonel's daughter, right? And there's elements of magical realism as well, and things of that nature, but just overall, like, you can tell this was a labor of love. 10 years in the making to make this movie. In fact, one of the things that I also encourage you to check out that is a work of art all on its own is the Glassworker documentary. It's about 90 minutes. It's available on YouTube. I've linked to it down below, and it essentially highlights the making of this movie. You can either watch it before or after. I don't think it really matters. I watched it before I saw The Glassworker, and it didn't take away from the surprise or the enjoyment of the movie itself, because it doesn't really spoil anything, just shows you how they made it. But all that to say that, you know, I just love the spirit behind Usman Riaz, who is the creator, director, and so forth, along with his just tour de force team that was able to put this thing together. And, you know, I really want to champion them. And so if anything that I've talked about just tickles your fancy, then please go and check out this movie. You know, one of the things that we often as film lovers talk about is there's nothing original, there's this and that. Well, this is original, and you know what, when things of this nature come out, let's support them, so that way we can get more of these kinds of things. Now, am I saying that the movie is, you know, a perfect home run? Not necessarily. There's a few things that I would nitpick here and there. However, you understand the underlying charm, you know, and it kind of brings you back to perhaps when you were a kid. It did for me. And, you know, one of the things that I was watching was that, okay, whatever imperfections there might have been were A, forgivable, and B, you know, I can tell that the filmmakers themselves have a career ahead of them, right? Like, someone at the screening that I was, because I got to do a Q&A after with the director, right? And someone told them it was like being able to watch an early Studio Ghibli movie before they had all the successes that obviously we know them now of today, right? So that's what I really feel like this is. So while not a perfect film, I think it has a lot of elements going for it, you know, and it really is this like gem of a movie. And I think you walk away with a lot from it, you know. So I would encourage you to go see it. So all the info to check out more about this movie is in the description. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of really share it and put it on your radar, hopefully. And if and when you do see it, please let me know what you think. And if you want to talk spoilers, I'd love to talk spoilers with you, just to note it as such. That way we don't spoil it for people who might not yet have seen it. So yeah, let me know what you think.